feeling so small. Watch the clock ticking off the wall. But tonight I'm letting it go. Spend my coin for sure. I'm gonna be myself, or I could be someone else. No one's stopping me now.
Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. If you are new here, welcome. If you're my Patreon subscribers, welcome back. So for today's video, we're going to focus on what is going on in California. I've been getting some news and things that are popping up on my phone, and accidentally, but it's a sign from the universe that I should do this video. I've been postponing it. I had the intention of doing it in early March, but of course, what happened in Ukraine kind of pushed everything past it, and so now we are doing it today. Now, in today's video, it's going to be a little bit different. Everything will be timestamped in the description below. We're not going to do question, at least my question. I'm going to kind of take an overview look, kind of see what's going on, so you can get new information. I'm going to go in with a blank slate, with a blank headset, so nothing that I read on before is going to be appearing in this reading. If it does, then that means that it's still continuing. If it doesn't, then it might not be continuing. But again, I'm not asking specific questions, so they may not come up at all. So I just want you to keep this in mind. For the main purpose of today's video, it's not meant to fearmonger you, not meant to scare you in any particular way, but just to bring about awareness and love and light so that we can basically use this manifestation to lessen the damage that this earthquake or tsunami, whatever results from this disaster, can occur. So that's the main goal of today's video. It's not meant to scare you, just meant to bring some sense of awareness, and also as well to shed light on the issue. So anyway, besides the point, if you guys have watched my live video with Marie Cable and Water Vendetta, if I say her name right, I do apologize. However, the video is no longer live. It's no longer on Marie's Table channel. Apparently, based on what I have heard, I don't have direct confirmation, but I believe Marie's Table deleted it. I'm not sure if it was accidental or it was because she didn't like how the internet was kept going in and out. But regardless, if you're looking for the video is deleted. There's nothing I can do on that part. However, for all of you guys who have attended, thank you. We will be going live again, probably soon, between me, but Water Vendetta and Marie's Table. I'll let you know when that is happening. However, let's jump into the main part of today's video. So if you have not checked out my community page, go to my community page later on here. I have my poll out to kind of see what kind of videos you want to see. Now, if you are new, just know that I am basically focusing the rest of this month going into early April. We're focusing on specifically climate. Because climate change is starting to ramp up a lot more and more. We're going to need to bring a sense of awareness and love and light to it. And so by doing that, we need to know what is going on so we know where to send our energy and healing and love to. So that's what this channel is going to focus on for the next couple of days. Hopefully it will help us along the first day of Earth Day, basically. Hopefully lift up some of that negative energy that's pent up in Earth and kind of release that without doing any damage. So that's the goal here. If you not have already, just check out my Facebook group. It's a great way to stay in touch with me and other subscribers who are like-minded as you. And it's also a great way to just kind of get free reading, tarot reading from me. And I also upload when I'm going live and other notifications and other secret messages that everybody who follows me on my YouTube channel won't ever get. So anyway, let's jump into today's video. Hi, Paula. Hi, Facebook user. So if you are from Facebook and you watch from Facebook, particularly it does not come with your name, so I don't know who you are, but thank you, love. I assume you're David based on the way you typed this, so hi, David, it is you. All right, let's jump in. Okay, if you have questions about today's topic, feel free to put it in a live chat. We will be answering all your questions today. All right, this is being live streamed on March 21st, 2022 at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I will be going live after this. We're going to be talking about the endemic, the end of the COVID pandemic and what that's going to look like. So if you're really excited, you want something hopeful, definitely do that. To book a reading with me, check the description below. Yes, guys, my booking is now open again. You can book readings with me if you are interested. I do have a sale. I think I either have a 10% sale or a 20% sale. So definitely go check that out. All right, so here are some quick disclaimers on your screen right now, just so I don't get you trouble by YouTube. This video is just for entertainment purposes only and for education purposes only as well. And here are some last-minute disclaimers on your screen. You can watch them at your own time. All right, so let's get into the main part of today's video. Now, I wanted to kind of give you guys a more positive, uplifting reading. I've been trying to do that as, you know, when you're Scorpio, you kind of attract negative energy just naturally, as you are more so likely to play devil's advocate. So I'm going to try to deviate toward against that, but I kind of can't go against my natural instinct. So before you do begin, I want you to kind of breathe in and just kind of like exhale. So breathe in, slowly, hold it, hold it, hold it. Now slowly exhale. Now, before you do begin, I'm just going to show you some cards here. It's going to be a pick a card. Just a little word, an affirmation word that you need to say to yourself so to help lift up your vibration. So you're not scared in this video. Okay, just pick whatever one is feeling drawn to you, okay? And you can let me know in the live chat or in the comment section below if it resonates with you. And of course, the last one. Okay, so I guess... All right, so here is pile number 1, pile number 2, pile number 3, and pile number 4. You can take a minute, you can pause the video if you need to. This is just affirmation cards that you can say to yourself when you find yourself to be stressful in this live video. I don't have to have that intention, but I can't promise you that you won't be stressed. So you can pick the card that resonates with you. For those of you guys who chose the first card here, your affirmation is today is just have a fresh start. Today is a brand new day that I will embrace as a new beginning and make the most of this day. So basically, for those of you guys who have chosen a card, all it is telling you here is that just because whatever you get from today's video, just don't allow that to really dictate your fear, and allow yourself to enjoy each day and live each day as it's your last. So you never know when that's going to come. So really just enjoy it. Just be in the moment is what it's telling you. Be in the present. For those of you guys who have chosen card number 2, it says here, today I am confident. Today I am who I am, and I am capable of doing anything that I put my mind to. Remember how we talked about we have the ability to be able to spread our light and be able to help people and to be able to heal people and be able to prevent these natural disasters from causing as much damage. We can't prevent them from ever happening, but we can prevent them from doing as much damage. And in that case, they want you to understand that you have the confidence, you have the power to do that. So for those of you guys who have chosen card number 3, it says, today I choose, totally I will only surrender myself with people who support me. So really what it's telling you here is that don't surround yourself by people who are negative or negative energy. Allow yourself to experience positive energy. So when it relates to this video today, it's really telling you don't surround yourself with negative thoughts. Only surround yourself with positive ones, all right? You are what you choose to think and whatever you choose to allow yourself to think. She picked the good ones, right? So that is pile number 3. And for pile number 4, those of you guys who picked this one, the message for you today is when you're watching this video, today I am special. Today I realize that I am a unique, one-of-a-kind person. So some of you guys, you have some intelligent, some psychic abilities when it comes to your third eye. I feel like some of you guys might be clairaudient or one of the clairs, but particularly I'm seeing clairsentient and clairaudient. And then the last one here as well is today I am free of drama. Today I will let go of the people that do not support me and only surround myself with positive people. Technically the same message as those who have chosen pile number 3. I would not be surprised if you pick more than one. All right, guys, let's jump into today's video. Hopefully that brought some sense of positivity into your life already and that you're no longer too scared when you're watching this video. Okay, let's jump in. So I'm kind of like going free balling this here. I don't really want to like make any sort of assumption based it off what I got in previously because I don't honestly remember. That's what's so great about my memory. I do not remember what I read on it before, which is great because every time I read, it's always brand new. All right, spirits and angels, tell me what is going on with California. Show me the energy of California for the next 5 years when it comes to environmental factors and environmental disasters. What is going on in California, spirit? Again, everything will be timestamped in the description below. We're going to be using different cards today. I feel like the right away won't give me the answers that I need. Okay, spirits and angels, tell me What is going on in the state of California right now within the next 5 years when it comes to environmental factors and disasters? Okay, well, that's a lot of cards. So we can't go there, but we can use this one. Last one, Spirit. What's going on in California when it comes to environmental factors and disasters? Okay. There's some land shifting. Okay. So this is definitely an earthquake for sure. Definitely within the next 5 years, they're going to have an earthquake. Now, a lot of you guys are going to say, well, Chris, we always have earthquakes. Yeah, but I'm not talking about a regular earthquake. I'm talking about a big earthquake. Okay. It's going to happen exactly as I said last time. Okay. All right. What was that? Okay, last one. Can you please show me the next 5 years of California when it comes to environmental factors and disasters? One more. Thank you. I love how they just give me the cards. I don't even have to ask for them. Okay. Nah, I don't think we need that one. All right, so let's take a look. Let's see what is going on in the state of California right now. Hopefully you guys can see this. I'm going to light up the screen a bit so you guys can see this a little bit more clearly. All right, so the first card we have here reversed is we have Seek and Find, right? And we have like a little baby chipmunk, right? It's eating grape, right? If you're not familiar, we're talking about the grapevine from California. Grapevine and wine, normally sometimes vino, comes from California. So I kind of see this is kind of like in the dry area, so kind of between the city and the suburbs with the rural area. So I would not be surprised when this earthquake starts to hit, it's going to be right next to a vineyard or even on a vineyard. It could be even within that strip of line where the earthquake hits, that it's within and hits one of these places. But I do feel like it's in some way, in some form, it's connected to a vineyard in California. Maybe the vineyard's on San Andreas or one of those fault lines. I have no idea. I don't live there. On the left side here, we have moonlight. We have the ocean, right? Calmness. This is kind of worrying me because this is not good. Because if you may have remembered when I talked about the moon and how the shifting of the moon when it comes to this axis and orbit, it definitely this orbit had more of a pull than it had ever done before. And so the moonlight card is kind of talking about the full moon and a strong pull and a strong connection to whatever happened to California is going to be very directly correlated to the moon, and the moon is going to be making something that would have been less damage will cause more damage because of the moon's orbit and strong pull from the moon. So I would expect the moon to have more of a rise, and it could very well turn into a tsunami if it gets to that specific point. If you're not familiar, the moon is a very emotional card, but also, literally speaking, when something's gravitational and has a very strong gravitational pull, it will pull the water up. And so just say, for example, of 500 feet. Wait, no, is that big? Let's say it's 500 feet, right? It could very well be pulled into 1,000 feet, double the size. I don't know how strong the moon's going to be, but what I can tell you, it's going to be more devastating because of the orbit itself from the moon. So the moon definitely does have a pull here, so I will get my moonology card later. We have here Be Strong. Again, it's telling me here that California is going to survive this. It actually might be a very positive thing for California. So, for example, when it comes to earthquakes, when a tsunami comes based on the moonlight here, the moonlight card here, it's basically telling me that some of this water is going to bring back nourishment and water back into California when it comes to the reservoirs. So I would not be surprised if this tsunami was to happen, even though it would be very disastrous in terms of long-term effects. It's going to refill up some of your fresh water reservoirs. So in terms of fresh water, it might no longer become an issue, at least to the degree that it is right now in California with all the drought. It might be in some way coming back when the tsunami hits and the water kind of remakes life reform again, right? You might have more plants. It might not be as arid. It might not be as hot. It might be a little bit more humid, so to speak. That's why this card is coming here. But it's also referring to as well on the right side here, wildfires. So I would not be surprised if something combusted. I have a feeling here that I'm looking here that something combusted around the time that this takes place. Potentially, it's even possible, theoretically, right, just for entertainment purposes only, it is theoretically possible that this combustion and this earthquake is not directly triggered by nature, but by man itself. So potentially, if a nuclear power plant, something goes wrong with it, it might send enough energy or seismic shock that will cause this to occur. It's very well a nuclear blast, a nuclear bomb, a hydrogen bomb, any of those things that's very drastic that can send enough energy into Earth's core is enough to trigger an earthquake. Now, I can't say 100% that is true. I have no idea. I'm just telling you what I see in the cards here. Scientists and this may disagree with one another. So if I were you, just listen to the scientists, but that's what I'm just seeing in the cards here. All right. Again, everything is just for entertainment purposes only. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but it's most likely will happen. So while we're doing this, we're just preparing and bringing awareness so we can send love and light to lessen the damage of it. I'm not trying to scare you. You heard will be a magnitude of a 10. Yeah, remember when I told you that, guys, that a long time ago in one of my previous readings that I got it was going to be between 11 and 12 or something within that range. It's not going to be detected on the radar. It's going to be unknown. So when this tsunami hits, you guys will only have about 2 minutes to get away. And then when it comes to the earthquake, you wouldn't even know it's happening until it's too late. So that's kind of what I saw there. But again, this reading is kind of like looking from a bird eye view, from 5 years ahead and kind of see what's going to happen from a bird eye view. So kind of just not taking any previous information I read on before and to kind of see what's going on here on a deeper level. Maybe things changed. I don't know. I don't remember what I read on. You'll have to go back and revisit those videos. You can check out my natural disaster, man-made disaster tarot playlist. You can check out those other videos if you wanted to. But anyway, on the other side here, we have these 3 cards come up. We had Communication Eagle. Right, a lot of this, remember when I told you a long time ago when I was reading on it, and I asked my guys, why does natural disasters happen, particularly when it comes to earthquakes and tsunamis? And they said that normally a lot of disasters is not directly correlated to Earth. It's actually directly correlated to a combustion of energy. So energy is what triggers an earthquake. Energy is what triggers a tsunami. When there's energy and a high doses of it, it causes a natural disaster. So if you're ever wondering why these things happen, it's not because Mother Nature is angry, it's because our energy is what brings it, which is why I said we have the ability, the healing properties, to take some of that energy and use that energy to heal Mother Nature. But sometimes those energies, when it gets too much, allows Mother Nature to heal herself. So for example, just say you have a bug on your face, right? Well, it takes enough energy for you to lift up your hand and smash it off, right? Get rid of that. Get rid of what's bothering you. Get rid of that rash, right? You're scratching it. Very same thing with Mother Nature. When she gets irritated, when her land gets irritated and she feels very itchy, very rashy, she takes her hand and kind of scratches it. But through that, and that means she just does it through natural disasters. So she's kind of doing the same thing. In case you didn't know and understand why natural disasters happen, that's what I got. We have him autumn equinox release. So yes, it's an energy combustion. So when this happens, it allows energy to be released into the atmosphere. A lot of it has to do with America's birth chart. I don't necessarily know what America's birth chart says, but one thing I do know, it has to do with the karmic energy of America and karmic energy of what happened in California. I don't know if there's anything bad that happened in California. I don't know. I don't live there. I don't know the history in that regard. But we do have here, it has to do something with the treatment of Native Americans. So again, this is the energy, the pent-up energy of America and the poor treatment of Native Americans that is causing this. Right? It's going to be a spiritual thing, not a physical thing. Well, it is going to be physical. It's going to be manifested in a physical sense. But the reason for it is just to help people spiritually. All right, so we have the veil here, fog. So if you're wondering, is it going to happen anytime soon? Not really. I don't see it happening yet. In the past, I just see it happening. But because of our energy lifting up and becoming more positive as a collective, I see that the veil here is still foggy. And so it's not fitting just yet. We have a couple more months. I'm not sure if they're going to be a couple years away or we're going to be a couple months away, a couple weeks. I don't know. But as of right now, the veil is closed. I don't see it happening right away like that. when it comes to challenges here, we have breach. Oh wait, no. We have breach here, which is the realm. And then we also have here perspective. Again, the spiritual sense, the spirituality of the world, the spiritual thing that's going on. Right? And what is the breach is it's kind of telling me here again when I said when I kept seeing a combustion of some sort that maybe potentially triggers this thing to happen. Maybe it might be on a natural timeline that something happened and it triggers it right away, where it's not supposed to happen at the time that it does, if you know what I mean. And we have here breach. So basically, breach is just kind of referring to the same thing, kind of where something just enters in that's not supposed to be there. And so kind of the same thing why the breach card is there. Now, as for the red cards here, when it comes to these red cards, this is the fortune cookie deck. So the first card that represents what's going on within California within the next 5 years, I kind of see a lot of people traveling. I do see people traveling back to California. So by this point, COVID will be over. Um, I am seeing as well is that people might be trying to leave California because of the disaster. So people could be leaving, people could be entering in. So whatever it is, there's going to be a lot of travel. There's going to be a lot. So if you're on a road, a heavy road, I would advise you to prepare ahead of time because those roads may be blocked due to backup traffic. We have here upright on the in the up in a vertical sense, we have love. Love is in the air, great time for commitment and taking relationship to the next level, right? We're talking about the fact that when this happens, it's going to be a combustion of energy that gets released. So when a spiritual change happens, sometimes it happens through natural disaster. That's how we become more spiritual through natural disasters. If you didn't know that. So when there's a large portion of people dying, a lot of your effects, a lot of your energetic healing does not happen until after you're dead, which is really interesting because you're still continuing, you're still doing the process. Then whatever you do that you tried to heal during the time that you were living will start to take place after you were dead. So you will become more effective. That's why some people don't know their purpose until after they die. So some of your purposes is that you won't know what your main purpose is until after you're dead. And the reason why that's interesting here and it comes up here is that remember how I said the combustion of energy being released from California earthquake and stuff like that? A lot of that happened to do with people who have died who prayed to help make sure the earth raises into the next ascension or next level in terms of love and appreciation and stuff like that. That new combustion is going to rise us and make us more extended. It's going to actually wake up a lot of people. So I would definitely keep on a lookout for that more spiritual people. On the bottom here, we have where this card was. We have nature, right? Interact with nature in the outdoors around animals, farmland, or by the ocean. This would be good for the soul and healing for you. So remember how I talked about the healing process in particular? Again, nature has that very strong property. What I'm also sensing for a lot of you guys, the best way to prevent and kind of lessen the damage of whatever this may occur. I am seeing here that to go to one of these outlets and go to one of these nature preserves, whatever it is that you want to go to, even in your outdoor Outback, whatever it is that you have, go there and kind of tell nature that you love it, that you appreciate it, you're thankful for everything that it offers, very similar to the way the Native Americans did it. We also have here property. A property purchase or sale for money, but he's security concerns in any transaction. So for some of you guys as well, I am seeing that the new beachfront. I do see sometimes maybe if you're thinking about buying a home or buying property or moving to California, and what it's just telling you is just be cautious. Sometimes the home that you might get where you think it's going to be in the safest place may not be the safest place for you or even be the safest place or location when this happens. So definitely I would advise you just to be careful, definitely check your property, make sure that you're going to be okay, even in the worst case scenario of a 10-point earthquake. But however, I do see a lot of people leaving, but also coming in. So I would not be surprised. Maybe the people coming in might just be people trying to help with the situation at hand. But yeah, that's what I see here in terms of the earthquake here. So I will be taking questions from the live chat. I'm going to put us on a very quick ad break just so I can breathe. But that's what I got. Let me know what you think in the live chat, what you guys think so far of today's video. Let's do this one. Have you ever wondered how you can get access or find my social media, my webpage, anything from my Patreon page to my classes, to book a reading with me, whatever you want, and anything that you could possibly think of, including submitting questions? You would go onto my YouTube page, click on the most uploaded or most recent video. You'll click on any of these or the ones that are uploaded as most recent. You will go there. You will go to the description, as in this case. And you can either click on submit your question, video topic, or request here. You can find it there. Or you can go check out through my website and you can click on this, which is Linktree at Dasso Chris. You click on that and it will take you to my webpage where you can find numerous different links, or it could take you to many different things along with my classes that will be uploaded here as well on my Patreon page. You can book a reading with me. You can submit your question. You can find the most uploaded video. You can go on to my 2 other YouTube channels. You can make a generous donation if you would like, along with joining my Facebook page and Instagram and Twitter as well, of course, if you are interested. So this is how you can find my webpage. If you are interested, let me know in the comment section below what you do think. And I'll return you back to your content. I hope you enjoyed this, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye. All right, so if you are live now with me and you want to ask questions, feel free to put them in the live chat right now. Tomorrow, I can't promise you this, but I might have a guest on my channel tomorrow. She is my friend, and she had a dream about an eco tsunami, and so did I. Well, I didn't have a dream. I had a prophecy where I actually said it because I'm a Scorpio, so I kind of technically use dark humor when I predict things accidentally and not realize I'm predicting things. I said it a long time ago, so we'll talk about that, and we're going to look at the eco tsunami, what that's going to look like, and stuff like that. Let's see what you guys are saying. What do you say? You are on point. Thank you. I appreciate it. Why won't it let me see comments? I can't even scroll. Maybe there's not enough comments. But anyway, I think I saw a question here. What's the question? I mean, Aries. Really interesting. You're very air-like. Okay, so we have a question here. Hi, Chris. Is there any way to determine what the earthquake will measure? I was about to do that question. I was literally about to ask that. So thank you. You literally took the words right in my mouth. Spirit Angel, what deck should I use? Okay. They just told me use the deck you already have right away. So we're gonna use that. Spirit Angel, tell me, with the environmental concerns and environmental disaster that's going to take place in California over the next 5 years, what will be the highest number of an earthquake? Will it even be detected? Let's see. Okay. All right, so here's what I'm seeing here. I'm trying to figure out exactly how to count this. So I'm just gonna state a few numbers. I'm gonna ask the Uno cards right after. So we have here, it could be 4. The lowest could be a 4. We have here 8 of wands here, reverse 1, so -1, so it's a 7. And then we also have here a 1 as well. So the 1 will be in addition to whatever these cards is. So if anything, the highest number that I see here will be an 8. No, it'll be a 7. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So 11. It'll be 11. The lowest would be a 7. So between 7 to 11. So that number has obviously changed. It had decreased by 1 point. Actually, I think it decreased by 3 points. That's good. That's good, guys. So we have good news. It decreased by 3, which is really good. So that means you keep doing your sending out your healing light. It's going to decrease the damage here. Right now, as I see, it's either between a 7 to 11. Most likely, it's going to be more in the 11 area, but we'll ask the cards in a second. However, what I do see here, 3 of them, and we're going to get 3 big one, 3 of them. Potentially, those are what I saw. So maybe one of them might be a 4. The next one might be a 7, right? The other one will be an 8, and then this one will be 11. That's what I probably see. That's probably what I'm getting here. And I'm also seeing a 12 because I did say 12 as well. I didn't say 12, but in my head when I was doing it, I did say 12. So potentially what we could do, each one could symbolize an earthquake. So it will be a 4, a 7, a 10, 11, or a 12, or both. It might be 2. But what I am sensing here, that those big ones, the really big ones like 11 and the 12, will not be detected on the Richter scale. So you will not be notified when it's going to happen. Again, I'm not responsible for anything I say in this video. It is just for entertainment purposes only. Right? So that's what I'm seeing here. That it's possible that they don't alert you because it does not detect it. Again, it might only detect up to a 7 earthquake. I don't really know. I'm not really all about earthquakes. I really don't know 100%, but I feel like in some way it's not going to register. It's just going to happen, and it's going to happen very quickly overnight. Well, not overnight. It's going to happen very quickly. So once the energy combusts, it's going to happen just like that. And it might be too quick before the rest of the scale even picks it up. So you might even, I'm getting a mental image in my head right now where you're getting, you get the message. You're going to be warned, but it's going to happen where the Richter scale picks it up during it's occurring already. So basically, like, you'll be under the table and you'll be like, what? And your Apple Watch will be telling you, warning, 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 tsunami ahead. And then it'll also tell you about an earthquake, and it'll tell you, like, earthquake 8.9 register, whatever. And I'll just tell you, but it'll be like a couple seconds or even like a minute late. But that's what I get. And then with that tsunami warning, FYI, I did get in the past that the tsunami warning will be within 3 minutes, so you won't have a lot of time. So that means that earthquake at epicenter is very close to California then. But when I read it in the past, I did see it affecting these following countries: Canada, Mexico, California, and almost up into the Mississippi River. Hawaii, Alaska, Russia, China, Japan, Australia, New Zealand, and Indonesia. So those areas, and I'm also seeing the Philippines, so it might be a really big, gigantic thing that is going to be registered on all the countries. So that's what I'm getting. Let's just get confirmation from the Uno cards. Okay. Okay, let's take a look. We're going to use the Uno cards here. Spirit Angels will tell me what the environmental factors and environmental damages that will be caused in California within the next 5 years. What will be like the highest number for an earthquake? Will even be detected? Okay, one number. Is there any number in front of it? If it's a 0, then it's behind. Okay, that's too many, but should I do the top or bottom? Let's just ask again. Too many cards. Okay, one number, whatever number in front of the 0. Okay, look, remember how I said 4 7? There's going to be a 4, a 7, and a 4 and a 2. So 4, 2, 2. Wait, 4 plus 4, 5, 6. Yeah, so it could be a 6. It could be a small 1 and a 4 and a 7. This could be an order. I think I heard that when there's a big one, it's normally multiple small quakes before the big quake. This could also be aftershock as well. We have a 2, a 7, a reverse 7, and an 8. Reverse. So that's really a 2. Because the 2 here is the only one upright. So let's get one more card. I hope it's not a 20, though. That would be really bad. That would be really bad. Okay, let me just do this again. Sorry, I apologize. Sometimes doing our cards is not very easy to work with. 2 cards, please. Spirits and Angels, tell me what the size of this earthquake or environmental disaster in California in the next 5 years. The one that we're talking about right now. Okay. Give me 2 cards. I only want 2 cards. Oh. Okay, fine. We'll take this. That's not better. That's not better. Okay, that's a 4 and a 6. They're both reversed. We put them back in. Okay, hold on. I'm done. I'm sick and tired of this. 68. Maybe, potentially, there might be 68 earthquakes, probably within a span of 5 years, potentially. It's not giving me a definitive determination in terms of damage level. So I would have kind of stick with what the tarot cards are saying, but in terms of like how many earthquakes are going to probably happen within California within the next 5 years, I would say about 68 of them. There could be more because the numbers were pretty high, not gonna lie. All right, these are useless. Never doing this again. All right, so let's see. Let's see. You guys have more questions? I hope so. Because I don't have any questions today. The segment of the fall closest to Coachella is overdue for an earthquake, and the last time it ruptured was 1690. I'm getting pictures of pilgrims here. It's Russia. The segment both. I don't even know where Coachella is. I don't even go there. I don't even know idea what that even is. Okay. What is the safest place during an earthquake? Under a table. That's the safest place. Well, I don't even think an earthquake should even be your worry. I think that what happened after an earthquake, it should be your problem. Like, that's what you should do, worry about. Okay, so for example, if you were to be in a building, for example, and it shakes really badly, get out of the building and go onto the highway or the roads or whatever it is. That's the safest place after an earthquake because you don't want to be in a building that's unstable. Because remember, when the building's unstable, right after an earthquake had occurred, there will be what's known as the aftershock, which means there's going to be more shaking and potentially the ceiling, if it's not built right or the foundation is too old, it will collapse. Um, the building in California is not as advanced as Japan, so I would definitely keep that in mind as well. Know your building, know when it's how old it is, wherever you are, you're going. Always make sure you take extra precautions when you're doing it. When there's a tsunami, get the highest ground. Do not go on the top of a building. If that's the only place, then go on the highest level of a building. But your best bet is to just go on a mountain. But do not do I tell you this all the time, guys. Do not use your infrastructure. Okay? Do not take a car. Remember, if people are running and there's a tsunami coming, the first thing you don't do is like, I'm gonna get in a car. Remember, everybody's gonna think just like you, and guess what? When there's too many cars, it gets backed up, and you're gonna have to be just like in the movies, running for your life through the highway because you decided to take that vehicle. So instead, run and get to highest ground quickly. Do not take the bridge. Do not take the car. Or if you want to take a bicycle, that's as good as I can recommend for you if you want to take a vehicle to get you there. However, do not depend on infrastructure. Remember the infrastructure bill? The infrastructure bill did not cover a lot of ground when it comes to continental United States, which means that this foundation may be a lot older and had not been updated since the 1980s. I would advise you not to use them just for entertainment purposes only, because the reason why I don't recommend them is because what I gotten many times in the cards in the past, that a lot of these structures are unstable and they will collapse during this big one. So it's advisable not to use them. If there's a river and you're crossing the river and you know that there's no alligator, run for your life. And by the way, if you know there's alligator, chances of you getting eaten by an alligator during a tsunami or an earthquake is very rare because a lot of animals sense the vibration before they even happen. So if you want to know ahead of time when things are bad things are going to happen, all you need to look at the behavior of animals. Animals will tell you a lot about their nature and what is coming. So if you don't know and you're not sure when it's happening, animals are your best clue. If there's no birds around, no bugs to be heard, no butterfly, you see them all running in the same direction, then you should probably run in the same direction too, right? So for example, you see in a horror movie, right? And I don't mean to be racist or anything like that, and I'm not trying to be. But if you see a black person running, you better run with them because they're running for a good reason. You better run too. You don't even ask questions, just run. Same thing. When you see an animal running, run with them. Don't ask questions. Don't think about it, just run. That's your first instinct. You want to save yourself, that's how you do it. Follow the animal. The animal knows where to go and knows where to hide. But Remember, an animal is tiny, they're small, okay? So that means that they may be right into a small hole that they may be safe in. You, on the other hand, are a very large human, so you may not fit in the hole that you think you're going to. So just be aware of your surroundings when you're following animals. Just want to make sure I put that out there just in case you weren't thinking during the process, but sometimes you may not think during when things like that happen. So definitely keep that in mind. I don't see any in particular what to call it, questions. So if you guys have any more questions, let me know. I'm just gonna ask the cards to kind of see exactly if they have any extra information that they would like to add on top of what we're doing right now. Other than that, we'll end the video early. So Spirit Angels, tell me. Okay, Spirit Angels, tell me what's the safest place during an earthquake? I just want to further clarify, I'm not calling Black people and comparing them to animals. I know that some people may make that connection, but I'm not trying to understand how intelligent they are. Anyway, besides the point. So we have the Hierophant. Okay, so we have the Hierophant here. Hi, good Sumerian. We have the Hierophant card here. What it's kind of referring to here is that kind of don't depend, again, what we talked about here. The Hierophant here. So sorry, I'm like, sorry, I kind of got a little off track for a second. So here's the Hierophant. The Hierophant card here, in terms of what the safest place is, it's kind of telling me here don't depend on governmental structures. So what is kind of talking to me is anything that public projects, like what I said, the bridge and all those type of places, I would not depend on those to be the safest location. So for example, what I'm seeing here, for entertainment purposes only, I'm getting town hall, town building. I feel like a lot of them have not been updated and are not actually up to code. So if you were to run off to one of those buildings and you happen to live near one of those buildings, I would advise you not to go in them. Okay. If anything, you'll be more likely to survive in a witch's hut than you are in a town hall. Just how bad the code is. Right? It may appear nice, it may look nice, but one little crack and you're done. Right? Okay, so here are some other safe places that we have here. We have the Temperance. You want to stay far, far away from the beach. I think the common sense here is telling you do not be anywhere near water. Anything. Fish tank. I don't care what it is. Do not be anywhere near water. If you want water, be next to a water bottle and it got to be plastic because it will shatter. That's what I'm seeing here. Okay, maybe don't hide in an aquarium. Okay, maybe that might not be the best solution there. We have a ton of stories here. The ton of stories is telling me do not trust everyone. Okay, there are some people who are going to take advantage of the situation and may put you in harm. So, for example, if you were running and you're trying to run out of there, the people's first response, what I'm seeing here, is they're going to push you out of the way. So, make sure if you can get on and be able to help yourself, put yourself first and then help others after. Because in order for you to help somebody, you need to help yourself so that you can help them. That's what the card is saying here. There will be people during this time who are going to not be your friend, who are going to appear like they're the kindest person. Even people who are known you for a long time, you cannot trust them. Trust yourself because you can trust you. Give yourself the help that you need, and then help others when you're on a stable ground. That's what you need to do. You need to help others, but you need to help yourself first. I hope that makes sense. I'm not saying to disregard one person's life, but I am saying I do see a lot of people shoving, pushing, get out of my way, kicking, hitting people with bats. That's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing very brutality here. So definitely, I think it makes sense though why people will respond this way, particularly when people are in a state of panic, especially when the media and everybody's talking about this thing happening. It's inappropriate for humans to act like this, but it will be an appropriate response when it comes to flight or fight. And that's one of the fight modes. So definitely be aware of that as well. We have the page of stories here. And the page of stories here is kind of, again, talking to get the higher ground, and then you can be able to defend yourself if anyone tries to backstab you. But also, it's kind of telling you here you can be able to help people if you need to. I do feel like some of you guys are like first responders. I do feel like some of you guys have that healing ability, healing property to be able to do that. Right? I'm also seeing as well is that there's going to be a lot of wind. I do see a lot of volcanic activity around this point. Maybe that one of those combustion or bursts might not be triggered by a nuclear missile or anything like that, or any nuclear power plant. It may very well be triggered by a very massive volcano that causes a lot of activity to occur. So that doesn't mean it has to be in a direct location. It could be remember, energy travels through the other side, right? So when one thing travels, it travels to the other side. So in this case, it's very possible that the volcano on the exact opposite location where California is on the other side of the globe could be combusted and converts and throw enough energy into the sky that that energy could travel and trigger the earthquake to occur. So it's telling me the first thing you want to do is get the high ground, like I've been telling you. Look at this water. Look at the high waves in the background. They're really mountains in the card. But in the card, they're waves, right? Look at the beach here. You see the beach here. You kind of see like the wind blowing massively. You see the smoke coming from the volcanoes. It's telling you here that a lot of things when it comes to climate change, it's going to be a lot more drastic. So something that would normally happen once and only happen in one thing, multiple things will be occurring at the same time. Help yourself first, then help others. That's the motto. Help yourself first, help others. You can't help yourself first because, for example, if you're trying to be somebody who helps trying to heal other people, right? You can't heal somebody if you're not healed. You can't expect people to walk with you through the same door when it only fits you. You need to put yourself first, heal yourself when you go through that door, and then bring other people through that door. Hold that door open so other people can go through. That's my idea here. That's the goal here, to keep that door open. You have to go first and hold the door and help the community. We have here as well, do not let people, I mean, I'm telling you here, people are going to tell you during this time, I do have a feeling for some of you guys, that people are going to tell you, oh, no, it's not happening. Even though it's literally the ground is shaking, they're like, oh, it's not happening. Believe me when I say this, trust me. If you feel it in your gut that it's happening, okay? You got to get moving. You cannot be hesitating because one of the problems that's going to be caused for some of you guys, you are going to hesitate. Potentially, I'm also seeing as well, there are going to be people out there who are hesitant to go and get higher ground, or people that are going to be hesitant as well. So if your friend is not going, your friend does not want to go, then I would just leave them. Because you can't, if you don't want to put them in, if you don't want to put yourself at risk, you're gonna have to go. You know what I mean? If they don't want to go, you don't have to go. If you feel like you want to protect yourself and they don't, they have every right to stay where they are. But you have every right to protect yourself. You don't need to make the decision based on what other people around you are making. You make the best decision for yourself. So that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying to total disregard someone's life, but you can't make a horse drink even if you take it to the lake. It will not want to go. So just if it won't go, even no matter how many times you go, give it 1 second, a couple seconds, or you refuse, just go, just leave. Because otherwise you're going to be in the same problem, and it could be life or death, right? And it'll be understandable for the action that you made. But you gave them a chance and you helped them. So you cannot hurt yourself and tell yourself that you could have saved them. But no one is a hero. You're not a superhero. You're only a hero within your own story. But to other people, you may be a villain. So just understand that as well. I think the cards are falling out because Spirit had the story to tell. Yes, Spirit does indeed have a story. A lot of the time when I read the cards, I kind of read them in a story from back of the deck all the way to the front, but sometimes it's so energetically heavy, so I just ask for them to get straight to the point. But sometimes you just tell me the story and I have to explain it, kind of like a story time type of thing. If you don't know, this is our story for American Sign Language. I agree, there's more to tell with the earthquake. Yeah, definitely. I'll probably do another update in the future, though. Uh, okay. I woke early that AM, speaking aloud of an earthquake to happen, saying it would do a lot of damage and be a 7.1 MG. It hit my area 8 hours later that day at 5:04 p.m. Loma Prieta, California, October 18, 1989. I'm a Scorpio. Wow, okay. You remember how I always say I applaud you, honestly, applaud to you, Gossip Girl. I have said stuff like that as well, where I'll say things, not realize it, but I'll say it in a joke, not realize I'm actually predicting what's going to happen. And I'll talk about like one of my predictions that I think came true. I'm not exactly sure. I think it is in the process of coming true that I said as a kid, and I thought it would already existed, which is why I believe I may have came from the future who's come back to help you guys. I have no idea. We'll look at that in another video. Stay away from bricks. Yes, definitely stay away from bricks. I don't know why, but thank you for that. That's good extra information. My background is social worker. I will refer others to resources and help the community. Thank you, Paula. So if you guys want to get help from Paula, if she offers it, definitely do that if you need help or anything. Okay. Yeah, actually, now that you asked, I think we should ask a question here. Let's just ask a question. Is there any sort of leftover information that Spirit wants to tell us about this earthquake? I feel like I really like how positive the video is, even though it's a little bit downshift. I feel like the beginning part of today's video, where I had you pick a card, kind of lift up the vibration of today's video, so it's not as fierce and scareful as you normally would have been had I not done that. Let me know if it was effective for you. That's how I feel, but I want to know what you think. I think the cards are falling out because I have a story to tell. Spirit Angel, tell me, is there any leftover stories that need to be said by Spirit about the environmental destruction and the disaster that's going to take place in California over the next 5 years? Okay, this is what I heard in my ear, in my right ear. Can I play audience? I heard that look to the past as for the past will happen in the future. So if you want to know what's going to happen in the future when it comes to California environmental factors, is to look in the past. Okay? Interesting. Okay, I heard the internet will be down, people will be down. Okay? The internet would be down, people will be down. So would the White House, so would the president. So maybe potentially, maybe the president comes from California. Maybe she'll be down on her knees praying, very scared. It could even be a woman by this point. It could be Kamala Harris. It also kind of is depicted in male here, so I'm not exactly sure if the gender in particular. Not that that's important. What it is telling me though here, it is referring to the fact that the White House won't be able to connect to California. So maybe potentially this may be a little meaning that California breaks off a little bit from the continental US, or it could also very well just symbolizing that again to the blackout and internet down, but the White House cannot communicate with the people on the ground who are trying to help the people in California. So they may not know exactly what's going on in California. Some people will have to fight for food and resources when it comes to shelter. So I would not be surprised if people are starting to rob other people's homes, homes that are still standing, and scavenging for food and resources that they need in order to survive. So really, what people in California right now, when this happens, people are going to be in a state of survival. So remember, when you're in a state of survival, there's no such thing as friend. It's now survival of the fittest, and it's also I need to live and I need to be able to make sure that I can live and be able to feed my family. Okay, so you need to get in that mindset too, and think that not everyone's going to be your friend. And that's what I'm seeing here as well. Is that a lot of people who normally would have been your friend will backstab you, and you cannot be mad at them for doing that because a hold on. It is a survival instinct, so you can't be mad at somebody for having a survival instinct being inactivated during a natural disaster. We have temperatures here. Stay away from water. I do see a lot of water scarcity, so I would not be surprised if the water tube gets very heavily damaged, that there's no water coming to California. So I would not be surprised if California ends up as a desert. It will be very hot if this were to happen. I do feel like other states as well will have to try shipping water to California, but the problem with this is that a lot of the water reservoir is going to be destroyed. And by that, I mean the water reservoir in other states like Colorado, I'm seeing Utah, I'm seeing New Mexico, I'm seeing Texas, North Dakota, Montana, and Idaho. I do feel like those areas are going to have the water reservoir very, very well damaged due to the earthquake that is not able to transport water. And there's sort of going to also be a leak in some of those tubes or tubing underground that they shift, and so they break open the poles. And because that water is leaking and it creates a new lake. So I would not be surprised there's going to be flooding in those areas in the Great Plains. I'm also seeing that there's going to be a lack of water resources. So I would definitely advise you stock up on water, because I'm talking, this is a global way. I'm talking globally. This is going to be a global scale destruction. Saying that you need to be able to gather water, keep it in your home. If you're in California, there's no purpose for you to do that, as if your home just gets destroyed, you might not even have the resources, or someone may steal it from your home. But if you live outside of California, Washington or Oregon, I would advise that you keep a stock of water with you. I do feel like the water prices are going to skyrocket in the United States and globally. So there will be a water scarcity, just like I did in the video. You kind of see why the video now ties into play into this video. Every video I do is always tied into one another. I don't know how, but that's how my spirits make me do it. We also have here Ace of Pentacles. I don't feel like people are going to have the money or the funding to be able to help people in California. So if you're dependent on people are going to help us, they're not. There may be some funding going on, but I feel like people just are so, what's the best way to put it? They're so used to the idea of California having earthquakes that they almost kind of feel like they become desensitized. That's the word, desensitized to the earthquake. They're just like, California survived any other earthquake. They'll be fine after this one. Kind of same mentality here. That's what I'm seeing. Then we also have here the Ace of Swords. I don't think California will be the same state again. It might be better than it was prior. It also might be worse afterwards. And that's just environmental change. And we're going through environmental change. If it's meant to happen, it's going to happen. But you can lessen the damage by sending healing energy to California. And the last card here as well is we have the World card. The world is washing, but I feel like there's going to be so many issues in the world when this happens that California is going to be at least of everybody's issues in terms of that. But in that case, it'll be our issue, but will be the least of every other country's problem because it's not their problem. And it feels like there's going to be major events happening on a global scale that just drowns out a lot of what's happening in California. So maybe that money might not just be because people are desensitized, but they may be just used to the idea of everything happening in 2020 and kind of keep going and things get worse year after year. That they just become desensitized. They're like, oh, okay, what's new? You know what I mean? Like, kind of just people just kind of like getting used to the new normal in a way. But even though it's not normal, if you know what I mean. Thank you. I appreciate that, Happy. That's really sweet of you. Thank you. You are new here, so welcome to the channel. Okay. If you want to feel at home, feel free. We have wonderful people who are always live with me all the time. So feel free to reach out to them and talk to them and communicate with them. They're very wonderful people. Okay, so this is a natural disaster video. I'm not covering any politics until April. Partly because I want to kind of focus and bring awareness to a lot of the things that are going on in the world when it comes to a climate stage. I feel like a lot of people are not addressing it enough, and I feel like it's my part to do the right thing and to address it and bring awareness to it. So I'm not covering politics for a little bit. But if you wanted to, you can check out my other videos that I've done, particularly on this question. You can ask yourself. You can even look at one a year back. So you can just scroll through my videos. As long as it's not deleted by YouTube, you will find my video covering that specific question. Okay, off topic, Chris, can you give a recap of a collective video yesterday? I was trying to see if I remember. If I remember it, I'll give it, but if not, I probably won't because I don't want to spread misinformation because I do not remember. If I do remember, I'll tell you. Okay, in the part that in the part of Texas I live in, there has not been any earthquakes, so I pray and stand in support of those needing support. I appreciate that. Yeah. There's gonna be an earthquake in Texas. Well, not really Texas, it's in Mississippi. I don't know why, but it's close enough to Texas, so it might affect people in Texas. Actually, no, that's funny. I never got that before. So there's gonna be one in Mississippi. Uh you're welcome, love. Just answer some questions, then we're gonna continue on. We're not gonna keep this video too long. Yes, you have to take care of Mama Earth. Very, very good. Thank you, love. I appreciate it. Thank you for the confirmation. All right, when will an earthquake occur? Okay. In the past, this is what I got. Actually, I don't remember. You're gonna have to watch the other video. I don't remember. But here's what I did get in the past that I remember. I got that it's gonna happen, and I was looking. I was doing a client a long time ago. Her name was May. Love you, May. I hope I got your name right. I think it might have been someone else who I also read in California. I'm not exactly sure. But what I did get was that the earthquake is going to occur somewhere along the fault line between two intersecting of two fault lines. So it's going to intersect between two fault lines in the middle of California. It's going to be in South Carolina, South California. When the earthquake occurs, it's going to happen around morning time for this individual, but in this case, it will be around 3 to about, well, probably let's do it early. Let's do 2 o'clock in the morning all the way to about 7 in the morning. So it's gonna happen within that range. I mean, we've seen 8, so probably within the range of 2 a.m. to 8 a.m. It's gonna happen when people are partying at bars. I also see no mass, so it's gonna happen sometime after COVID ends. So I am seeing people partying, people are like dancing. I do see this around the time of Gay Pride. So Pride Month will be June. So potentially it's going to be around June. The month that I did see in my other readings were May, June, July, early July, August, October, November, and December. So those are the months that normally will happen. Every other month, least likely. Those are the months that are most likely to occur. It will be ranging between a 7 now and 11. Well, 12. So 7 between the 12, 7 to 12. And it's going to happen within that time frame. We can take a look and see what the cards say now, but that's what I got in the past. If you want to watch my other videos and kind of compare this data to today and compare it to the past, I would advise you to do that because I do not remember. Okay, so Spirit Angel, tell me, when will an earthquake occur? Like, give me some information on this. Okay. This is the time that I got for this specific one. The most likeliest time that it's going to occur is going to be within 3 o'clock in the morning. It could be even 3 p.m. So it has to do something with a 3. It might even occur on 333, which would be even more significant. Highly doubt it though. But it will happen around normally the highest peak, if it was to occur directly, it will be on 3 a.m. That's what I'm seeing here. I'm seeing 3 a.m. for the thing happen. I'm seeing that it's supposed to be happening during the veil. So when the veil is to finish, it's going to be around 3 o'clock in the morning. It's the most spiritual hour. However, it might not even be 3 o'clock in California. It might be at 3 o'clock in another part of the world. And, this does not really directly dissipate exactly where 3 a.m. is occurring. So I cannot guarantee when it's going to occur. That's what I'm getting. But that doesn't mean it's going to happen at 3 a.m. in California. It might just be 3 a.m. wherever you are in the world when you see this, or when you see the news break out on your social media or something. I'm seeing 2 p.m. for some people. 2 p.m. Yeah, 2 again. The 2. So some people, they're going to be watching this on the news at 2 p.m. So maybe it may take a while for it to be to the news outlets like we talked about, how the internet is down and the White House can't even connect and get in touch with people in California. It could be like that as well. So there might be a delay of some sort. So I don't really know exactly when it's happening. It's not telling me directly, but that's the storyline of where we're going right now. Would Northern California or Southern California be hit worse? In the past, I've seen Southern, but kind of like right in the middle of California. So let's just take a quick look. North or South? If it's upright, it's North. If it's reversed, it's South. It's upright. North. North. South. Okay, so if you look here, so it's going to be hit worse in the north here, but it's also going to be in the south. So the epicenter is going to take place in the south, but it's going to be in the north where the damage is. Yeah. Yeah, so it's going to be in the north here. That's all the damage is going to take a lot of the places in the north. Maybe potentially the north reason it might be because they kind of relaxed the restrictions and code when it comes to earthquakes. Maybe they never anticipated it to be as bad in those northern regions, which may be why the damage might be greater than in the southern California. So I would definitely say the epicenter takes place in California here, but but the damage in South Carolina, I keep saying South Carolina, South California might be not as bad. So if you want to know, check your code. That's what you gotta do, right? I hope that helps, Cornbread. Oh, interesting name. Welcome to the family. You must be new here. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask. If you want to ask other people, talk to them, communicate with them, feel free. Mask mandates have already been lifted in California for indoors. Okay, interesting. Let's hope it does not stay that way, at least for this regard, when it comes to COVID and what to call it, for the earthquake. Anyway, guys, hope you guys liked today's video. Actually, let me just hope you guys liked today's video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the bell icon. I do have a question here that I am going to answer. Hopefully, I give you a little bit of a recap of what happened in the last live. The reason why the live cannot be found on Marie's Table's video is because she deleted it, either accidentally or on purpose because of the troubleshooting that we had in the video. But regardless, if you want to kind of stay around after this video, you can. If not, you can just end the video now. All right, so off topic, Chris, can you give a recap of the collective video yesterday? So we kind of discussed Marie's Table dream about Donald Trump becoming president again. Will become president. Well, that's the wrong terminology. Maybe, but most likely could become president if we don't do the right thing. So really what a kind of little recap of what Marie was saying. I don't speak for Marie. I'm just doing what I'm based off my memory. So if I accidentally say the wrong thing, please correct me in the comment section below. Or Marie, if you want to correct me. All right, so what I'm seeing here from Marie is what she's kind of said, like give a little roundabout, like a small little 5-second thing. She said that oh my god. It just okay, I'm not gonna talk about Marie. That just left me. I don't remember. So what have been that I was kind of talking about like Trump selling his Mar-a-Lago, who's kind of talking about him selling it. What else did she say? She said Trump trouble. Potentially he might run for president again. Just kind of do a lot of commenting, grifting, normal thing, but on a high level. He's going to try to get a new plane. We talked about my dream of my plane, my vision when I was saying it. I said the Trump plane was going to be down 2 years ago, will be shot down with him in the plane. Turned out that he wasn't shot down. It was just that there was the engine was shot. So kind of what shot was there was true. His plane goes down. He was in the plane with it. So potentially that could be what I saw back 2 years ago. We talked about that. What else did we talk about? We did a reading on why Nancy Pelosi come to visit Marie's Table a lot. We talked about that and her connection to Nancy Pelosi. I don't remember what the reading is. We kept talking about how we saw Nancy Pelosi getting sick and was supposed to resign, but didn't. And there was that with the Speaker of the House that she can't resign because of Trump. Trump plans to run for president again. Can he win? No, not specifically. But can he become president again? Yes, but it would be in a way that no person have ever became president before. And I was trying to get ways for that possible to happen, but I don't remember what one we kind of specifically focused on specifically. So I really don't know 100%. And that's really the recap. It's pretty bad. Like I said, my memory is very foggy. I don't really remember a lot of my reading, particularly because when I read tarot cards, I just remember exactly what I'm reading temporarily, and then I move on and it disappears. So when I read on it again, it's nice and clear and it isn't some sort of bias to kind of keep it like the same one like the last time. I always kind of read new, which is why I don't really have a lot of memory when it comes to my other readings, which is why I suggest you guys just watch my other videos. But that's really all I remember from the live chat. I apologize. It's not that good of a recap. I know it kind of sucks. I do apologize in advance though. All right, guys. I hope that helped. I don't think it really did, but yeah. Anyway, guys, me and Marie and Water Bandana will probably be going live together sometime in the future. We'll let you know when that happens. Anyway, guys, thank you all for being here. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the bell icon. I will be live probably very shortly. Probably in about 30 minutes. I'll be live in about 30 minutes. You can hit the reminder button. We're going to talk about the end of a pandemic and the beginning of what's going to happen afterwards going forward. So if you want to kind of stick around for the next part of the video, you can. It will be a very short live. I will probably be hoping for 30 minutes or less. So definitely hop on when you can. Always do see it, but hit the reminder button and I'll be on shortly. I'll see you guys soon. If not, have a very beautiful night and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.